this is Dr. Hongxian Xiong from MGH Chelsea Healthcare Center. I hope that you have enjoyed the Smart Food Shopping on the Budget show. And today we want to show you a couple of tips to how to cook healthy, simple, and in the budget. And before that, I'm going to leave you with our nutritionist, an expert that show in cooking about healthy foods, Jennifer Vitri.
Thank you, Doctor. Today, briefly, I would just like to review some of the tips that we learned from the last video. Before you shop, it's ideal to make a list. You want to be prepared, allow yourself plenty of time in the grocery store. To save money, think about your budget. It's also a great idea to buy the store brand products, to look at coupons and flyers before you shop, and never go to the grocery store hungry. Always make sure that you have a light snack before you shop so that you buy less food and you save money at the same time. And now we're going to continue on to the home of Mr. George Osler, who is a resident of Chelsea and who was wonderful enough to offer his kitchen to us today so that we can film a healthy cooking show in his home. Thank you, Mr. Osler.
Welcome to our cooking show at MGH Chelsea. Today we are in the kitchen of Mr. George Osler, who is a Chelsea resident, and he was warm enough to invite us into his home to do our healthy cooking show. We're going to prepare 2 items today. We're going to first do something called a Harvard Mall avocado sandwich, and then we're also going to cook a citrus chicken and strawberry salad. As a nutritionist and a registered dietitian, I love food. I talk about food all day. I enjoy eating well, and I enjoy cooking. And one of the things I try and work with patients is cooking foods that are quick, easy, affordable, and healthy. And usually what we mean by a healthy meal is a meal that's well balanced. So typically a well-balanced meal or a snack should include 3 food groups. Ideally, we should have a nice big serving of vegetables, also a source of lean protein, and then a source of carbohydrate or starch. The starch and the protein should be on the smaller side, and then the vegetables, ideally the largest part of the plate. And this is really easy to do for lunch and for dinner. In the summertime, I know it's so hot that many of us don't feel like cooking in a hot kitchen or turning on our oven. So both of the recipes that we chose today require very minimal prep time, and actually we won't be turning on the stove or oven at all. Both of the recipes that I chose are from a cookbook that was actually published in MGH Charlestown at the MGH Health Center in collaboration with students from the Warren Prescott School and residents of the Zelma Lacey House. And it's a wonderful book called Healthy Cooking for All Generations. And Ann Barber, who's the dietitian in Charlestown, was a culinary student before she became a dietitian. And the cookbook has many healthy recipes and snack ideas that also include a nutrient analysis. So let's begin with our Harvard Mall avocado sandwich. The avocado is often a misrepresented fruit. I have many patients come to me at MGH Chelsea and ask me, can I eat avocado? I've heard it's really bad for me. Avocado is actually wonderful for you. It is a fruit, and it's high in calories and it's high in fat. However, it's all primarily monounsaturated fats, which are the healthy fats for our body. They help to keep our cholesterol healthy. They help to protect our heart. And so an avocado on average has about 250 calories, and about 200 of those calories are fat calories. And the reason I chose the avocado today is because this is when it's most abundant. It's available all year, pretty much in the grocery store, but from July in the summer months is when it's at its freshest and it's the most abundant. So what we're going to do first to make our sandwiches, we're just going to slice the avocado in half, and you're going to see the pit is in the middle. And then you're just going to twist it in kind of alternate ways, directions here. And this one is actually really ripe, but it'll still work. And next we're going to just take a spoon, and we're just going to kind of take out the pit here. Okay, and then once you remove that, you're just going to scoop the inside of the avocado into your bowl here. Okay, so actually this one is a little more ripe than I prefer, but usually when you look for an avocado, it should be nice and green. Oftentimes people will say to me too, well, the avocado, it goes bad so quickly, and I can never seem to ripen it. The best way to ripen the avocado is to actually put it in a brown paper bag and keep it on your countertop somewhere. Don't put it in the refrigerator because it won't ripen in your refrigerator. And once you have a ripe avocado, you can actually store it in your fridge for about a week, and it's best to put a little lemon juice on it, and that'll keep it from going brown. So for this sandwich, all we really need is one avocado, and what I'm going to ask George to do is just kind of mix this up for me, George. Let's see, I'm just going to grab a fork, because I just want to mash that. And then what I'm going to do is next slice this lemon in half. So this is a real easy sandwich, and something that's really great to do in the summer. Perfect. So ideally this should be a little bit more green. And when you're looking for for avocados in the grocery store, you want to find one that's a little bit soft, not hard ideally, and that doesn't have any bruising or indentations. That usually means it's going to look great inside. Perfect, George. Thank you. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to just squeeze half of a lemon into this, and we're just going to get the juice. So I'll let you do that if you want. And while George does that, I'm going to just take 2 slices of bread here. We're using a whole grain bread, which is the best type of bread to use because it's rich in fiber. The bread that I bought today is actually just from Market Basket, and it's called Fiber Plus. And the reason I like this bread is because it has double the fiber of regular whole wheat bread. 1 slice of this bread actually has just 70 calories and 6 grams of fiber for 1 slice. So if you have 2 slices with your sandwich, you have 12 grams of fiber right there, which is excellent. And in a day, women, we want to get at least 25 grams of fiber, and men want to get at least 30 grams of fiber. The more fiber, the better. And if you want to lose weight or you're trying to really watch your calories, fiber is a wonderful thing to increase because it makes you feel fuller longer. It takes longer to digest. Great, thank you, George. Okay, next we're just going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil to this. Okay, we're going to mix it up. A little bit more. A little bit chunky in here, but that's okay. It'll still taste good. And we're going to put a little bit of pepper. And then this is our mixture. And we're just going to grab our toast here. You can toast it however long you want. And we're going to add a slice of, this is 2% American cheese. It's best to use a reduced fat cheese because you're going to get less calories, less saturated fat that way. But you can really use any type of cheese that you'd like. You can use provolone, you can use Swiss. And typically the way cheese works is the harder a cheese, the more saturated fat that it has. And as cheese gets softer, generally it has less saturated fat, which is that bad artery clogging fat. So examples of low saturated fat cheese would be mozzarella, for instance, and examples of cheese that would be higher in saturated fat would be Parmesan cheese. So this is a nice low fat cheese. And then all you're going to do is just scoop your mixture onto here. Okay. And you can have this for lunch, for dinner, just as a snack. And it's a well-balanced meal. It meets our requirements because we have a starch with the bread. We have a protein represented in the cheese. And then we have a vegetable or fruit with the avocado. So here we go. This is it. Enjoy. And now we're ready for our second item today. This is the citrus chicken and strawberry salad. Another great, quick, healthy summer recipe. And in front of us we have the ingredients that you'll need for the salad. You're going to need some spinach and some mixed greens. Here we have 4 cups of spinach leaves and 4 cups of mixed greens. You're going to need some almonds. And this is 1 cup of almonds, and these are honey roasted. They're low in sodium. What I recommend with the nuts when you buy them is buying unsalted nuts. Nuts are a wonderful, healthy fat, very similar to our avocado, a plant-based fat that is wonderful for our cholesterol and wonderful for our heart. And nuts, a little bit each day, will do wonders for keeping your LDL, your bad cholesterol, low. Next we have some grilled chicken that we've grilled ahead of time. You can either cook this inside or you can cook it outside on your grill if you have one. We haven't added really any extra seasonings to this. It's pretty much just plain grilled chicken. There's no salt added to that. And then we have 2 cups of sliced strawberries. And then over here we have what we'll need to make our dressing. And ideally when I talk to people about cooking too, I like to encourage my patients at MGH Chelsea to really get their families involved with cooking. cooking should be fun. It should be something that we all enjoy. And what the research shows is that when families cook together, they eat well, and children especially. So many children, don't eat many fruits and vegetables today. And one thing that helps to get them eating more is by cooking together with your mom or dad or someone in the family. We can get grandparents, anyone that you have at home, into the kitchen and all cook together. And it'll help you save money. You'll be eating out less. It'll help you save calories, and you'll have a much more well-balanced diet. So let's begin with our salad. So we have our chilled greens here, and what we're going to do is just kind of put these into our salad bowl. And it's very important when you get your greens to make sure that you rinse them thoroughly at home. You want to get off any pesticides or chemicals that have been used to preserve the greens. Also, when you buy your food, you want to make sure that you're storing it at the proper temperature. So in our Smart Shopping on a Budget last video, we talked about tips to help you save money and shop well. And it's important after you shop to make sure that you are getting your home foods promptly, your food back to your house promptly, and that you're storing it at the right temperature. So ideally you want to have your refrigerator set to less than 40 degrees, and your freezer should always be set at 0. Another important thing to point out here today is that we've already cooked the chicken ahead of time, but for proper food safety, when you're cooking chicken, you want to make sure that you never cross-contaminate your cutting board. So for instance, if you have raw chicken and you've sliced it up on this cutting board here, for instance, you don't want to then slice any raw vegetables or produce on there, because then you could be exposing yourself to some foodborne illness. Okay, so now that we have the greens, what we're going to do is we're next just going to mix in our chicken on here. This is our lean source of protein. This is another example of a well-balanced meal. We have a large serving of vegetables here with our greens. A nice amount of lean protein, and technically a serving size of lean protein is 3 ounces, which is about the size of the palm of your hand. Other examples of lean protein would be turkey, fish, especially in the summer, fatty fish for the omega-3s. It's a great food to include in your diet, like salmon or halibut. Now we're going to add our strawberries. This is our fruit, and this is the time of year to get your fresh strawberries too. They're at their freshest and their most affordable prices right now. And then we'll put the almonds over here. And what we're going to do next, I'm just going to set the salad aside. This is what we have so far. And we're going to make the dressing. So George, what I'd like you to do here is we're going to use our extra virgin olive oil. This is the healthiest type of oil. Would you pour 2 tablespoons of this into our little bowl here? And the olive oil is going to give us, again, monounsaturated fats, which helps to protect our heart, keep our cholesterol low. This is really the best type of oil to use, along with canola oil. These two types of oils have the highest concentration of beneficial fats. Perfect. Next, what we're going to do is add just 1 tablespoon of this Dijon mustard here. Let's see. Well, maybe we can use a half of one and just do it twice. How's that? We'll do that. And making your own dressing at home is a great way to save money and have a healthy, low saturated fat, low sugar option. The Dijon mustard just kind of gives it a nice flavoring. And next here we have some balsamic vinegar. So what we're going to do is just pour half a cup. Actually, we need a lot of this balsamic vinegar in here. Pour that in. And if George doesn't mind, would you give this a little whisk? Perfect. While he's doing that, I'm just going to toss this salad right here. And you can either have this by itself, or you can serve it with the avocado sandwich like we're going to do today. I'm going to just kind of set it here on our plate next to our sandwich. And then we're going to drizzle the dressing right on top. If you can have this for lunch, you can also have this for dinner. And another nice little thing to do is you can have this, if you want to bring this with you during the day for a picnic or at lunch, if you're working, you can buy some whole wheat crackers. And instead of the sandwich, just have some whole wheat crackers or some whole wheat pita bread for your starch with it. And then you really have a nice, complete, well-balanced meal. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to drizzle this dressing just a little bit. Let's see, we'll grab a spoon here. I'm just going to drizzle the dressing. By having the dressing on the side instead of pouring a whole bunch right on top, it helps you to get less calories as well. Okay, and then we're just going to sprinkle a few of our honey roasted almonds on there. Would you like to do that, George? Perfect. Excellent. So this is our meal. So we have a nice, well-balanced meal. Let's just run through the food groups that we have represented. We have vegetables. We have all 5 food groups really represented here. So we have the vegetable group with our spinach leaves and our mixed greens. We have the fruit group represented with our strawberries and our avocado. We have grains represented with our whole wheat bread. And we also have lean protein represented by our chicken. And our cheese is another source of lean protein, but also is from the dairy group. So we have all 5 food groups here. This dish is low in calories. It's rich in nutrients with our bright green leafy vegetables. And it's low in saturated fat. And what I always like to tell people too, when you look for fruits and vegetables, is to look for fruits and vegetables that have a lot of color. Generally, the brighter the color, the more vitamins and nutrients that they'll have. So this is it. Bon appetit and enjoy. So as George enjoys his lunch here with his sandwich and his salad, let's just recap what we talked about today. We talked about cooking healthy and cooking foods that are simple, affordable, and well-balanced. And again, a well-balanced meal typically includes, here, foods from at least three food groups. So ideally, you always want to have a vegetable represented or fruit, a source of lean protein with your meal like chicken or fish or turkey, and a source of starch. And for instance, the whole wheat bread here was our starch today. Get your family involved in the cooking. Make a list when you go. You will save money, you will save calories, you won't be eating fast food or have to spend money to eat out in restaurants. And you'll have quality family time together. George, what do you think about this food?
It's good. It's good. Beats hot dogs.
Do you think you could do it on your own?
Oh, I think so.
Excellent. Thank you for helping today. Thank you for offering your kitchen to us.
Anytime.